Hi, I'm Evan,
My name is Nia Anderson.
I'm Kenise.
I'm Amber.
and today we'll be talking about chapters 14 through 19 of Things Fall Apart. So just to recap of chapter 7 through 13, or just chapter 13 really, um, at the funeral of one of the very important people in Mofia, Okonkwo accidentally kills one of the deceased men's son. So he is then banished from his village. And to summarize more of that, I'll give it to Amber.
Oh, chapter 14, summary. Okonkwo's uncle, Uchendu, and the rest of his kinsmen received him warmly. They helped him build a new compound of huts and lent him yam seeds to start a farm. Soon, the rain that signals the beginning of the farming season arrives, in the unusual form of huge drops of hail. Okonkwo works hard on his new farm with less enthusiasm than he had the first time around. He has toiled all life because he wanted to become one of the lords of the clan. But now that possibility is gone. Ashindo perceives Okonkwo's disappointment but waits to speak with him until after his son's wedding. Okonkwo takes part in the ceremony. The following day, Uchendo gathers together his entire family, including Okonkwo. He points out that one of the most common names they give is Nika, meaning mother is supreme. A man belongs to his fatherland and stays there when life is good, but he seeks refuge in his motherland when life is bitter and harsh. Uchendo uses the analogy of children who belong to their fathers but seek refuge in their mother's hut when their fathers beat them. Uchendu advised Okonkwo to receive the comfort of the motherland gratefully. He reminds Okonkwo that many have been worse off. Uchendo himself has lost all but one of his 6 wives and buried 22 children. Even so, Uchendo tells Okonkwo, I did not hang myself and I am still alive.
So, this is after Okonkwo left his village and he went to Mbanta, the village of his birth. Isn't that the village of his birth? Right.
All right, so my name is Nia and I'm the moderator for this thing. So right now I'll be reading the background information for Things Fall Apart and the author. The author's name is Albert Ashindu. He was actually born Albert, but he didn't want to keep that name because he thought that it was very Europeanized, and him himself, he's like pro-African, pro-blacks. He loves black power, that kind of thing. So he wrote the book Things Fall Apart in 1959. He published it in response to a lot of books he read about people's views on imperialism of Africa, and they like put bad people in a bad light. So he wrote Things Fall Apart to like not show that all Africans are culturalists, and we did them a favor by taking away their rights and moving them to the United States and on the Western Hemisphere. So Things Fall Apart is set in the 1890s, and it's basically like a clash between Nigerian white colonial government and traditional culture of indigenous people. So he's careful to portray the complex, advanced social institutions and artistic traditions of the Igbo culture prior to contact with the Europeans, but he also doesn't want to slant the Europeans, make them sound like they're horrible people. So he uses, he has good characters, good white characters such as Mr. Brown and ruthless, calculating district commissioner, and also the zealous Reverend Smith. So he has like a mixture of good people for the white side and bad people for the white side. That's the background information I think so far. This will be the first question. In chapter 15, Obakiria brings Okonkwo bad news about a village named Abami, and has been destroyed by a white man on an iron horse. When Okonkwo got that news, because he was exiled and couldn't return, how do you think he felt that he wasn't able to do anything about it, but white men were starting to take over his area?
Well, I feel that Okonkwo he felt helpless, really, because he couldn't return to his homeland. Well, not his, he couldn't return to his village, whose name escapes me right now. And I'm really angry. Angry at the world about what happened with the killing of the boy's son.
All right, this is the second question. 2 years after his first visit to Babanta, his motherland, Okonkwo has decided to be visited by his son Naomi, and they found out that Naomi is hanging with a lot of the Christian missionaries. So how do you think Okonkwo felt? Because they weren't Christians, and now it's some white man coming over to their town and and he sees that his son is close friends, like hangs out with the Christian missionaries. So how do you think Okonkwo would feel when he found out that his son was starting to hang out with Christians?
I feel that Okonkwo was mad about his son because at first he used to control his son a lot, with beatings and scoldings. But now his son, he's sort of finding Christianity, and he might enjoy it. I don't really know. He might think it's better than his religion, but I just feel that Okonkwo feels like he's just powerless. How about you, Denise?
I feel like the same way. Like he like enjoys being with the Christians more than being with his own people with the same religions and faith. And I feel like Okonkwo, when he found that out, I thought he was about to kill somebody. Actually, when I first read it. So yeah. And yeah, like you said, with the beatings, controlling him and all, now he's not really able to beat him like he really used to. Yeah, so that's how I feel.
Amber?
He might be upset because they're not Christian, and he doesn't have much control, like Kanice and Evan have already stated, and just probably feels like he's going against the rules in their culture and the things he's tried to teach him and like to be a man. So, yeah.
Do you think that, this is the third question, in chapter 15, what goes on is that there's a white man that comes and they kill the white man and they have him stripped between two trees. When the new white men come, that are like more explorers, I guess, and they come and they see that their friend has been killed and everything he did has been destroyed, and they retaliate and they destroy their whole city. Do you think that was a threat to them? Do you think that the Africans, or I wouldn't say Africans, but the indigenous people, do you think you personally would be scared also, or do you think that would just make you stronger? That the Europeans came, saw what you had done, and shut down your whole city. Do you think they would be like strong, or do you think they would be weak about it?
You mean, I'm confused by the question a little bit. Can you restate it?
I think she's trying to say
so basically, they came in.
Okay.
One person came in first. It was only one person, so they were able to get rid of him, destroy him.
Okay.
Another set of Europeans came, but it wasn't just one person. It was like 50 of them.
Okay.
They came, saw what the indigenous people had done to their one leader that came initially. And I'm saying, how do you think that and not only did they just come in, the white people, that were like 50 of them, they came in and destroyed everything. So now the indigenous people have no way to do anything.
Okay. So, I think the white people are OP, I guess, or overpowered, I guess, and that I guess they overreacted to the killing of the one person.
And I'm saying, how do you think that the indigenous people would feel, because they got shut down? Now they are wiped out. They have nothing.
I guess helpless. Helpless. Everyone's helpless in this book. Everyone's helpless. Please pause the video.
Now we will have Kanice reading his quotes for this section in the analysis.
Hey, how's it going?
Oh, it's not even the part.
Okay, so I have a few quotes here from chapter 14. So the text reads, "When the rain finally came, it was in large solid drops of frozen water, which people called the nuts of water of heaven." So clearly, people know this is ice, hail, basically. And so I wanted to say that this demonstrates, so to me, this demonstrates that the people of Eumophia were at the mercy of nature. And to add on, what the people called, like I said, nuts of water of heaven, it was just hail. Okay, also, the earth quickly came to life and the birds in the forest fluttered around and chirped merrily. A vague scent of life and green vegetation was diffused in the air. So this shows people that how the rain brought life to everything in the village, from the rocks to the trees to the birds to the people, everything. Also, it shows that the earth and the sky are two different entities. Okay, so
I agree entirely, Kanish.
thank you. On to chapter 15. So the text reads, "There is no story that is not true," and this was said by Uke Hindu. Yeah, there we go. And so I had to think long about this because I was like, is there really no story that is true, that is not true? So then I wrote, although this quote is not that long, this quote tells me that with every story that there is always some type of truth behind it. And this means a lot because if you think about it, every story has some hidden message or meaning to it.
Definitely.
Okay.
Everything to look at some like alternate meaning.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everything's not just so in your face. You have to dig deep, you know?
Everything isn't so transparent.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. Read between the lines.
Definitely. You gotta go deeper and deeper.
That's enough.
Anyways,
All right.
let's see. Chapter 16. So the text reads that he spoke through an interpreter who was an Imbo man, although his dialect was different and harsh to the ears of Mabanta. Many people laughed at his dialect and the way he should use his words strangely. This shows that the author was hitting the point that when you translate one language into another, you may get a weird outcome, seeing how words can mean many things. Oh crap.